Hello, good morning. How are you today? This is Teacher Marvin, your English teacher. All right. So as you can see, I don't have a camera because my camera is not working. But anyway, let's continue with our lesson this morning. All right. So shall we start with our lesson? Okay. So that's it. All right, welcome to Primary 1, the English program, and our subject this morning is science. And this morning, we will talk about the different habitats and the different movements of the animals. Are you ready? Okay, very good. Now, let's start with our lesson this morning. So we have here the different habitats of the animals. And this time, we will read one by one the different habitats of the animals. And we all know that animals is a living things. So all the living things have their own different habitats. Okay, so let's start with our habitats of the animals. Okay, there you go. Number one. Okay, let us read this one. Habitat. Habitat. Okay. Next we have forest. Forest. And then we have pond. Pond. And we have farm. 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 Sea. Sea. And desert. Desert. All right. So those are the different habitats of the animals. And this is the picture of a forest. And then this one is pond. And this and animals can live here in this place and we call it as pond. Pond. And then farm, there are most of the animals can also live in the farm. Farm. And then in the sea. Sea. Animals who live in this habitat is what we call sea. And then desert. Desert. So animals who can live in this place is what we called desert. Alright. Okay, so we call this as sea. Sea. And this is what we called what habitat of animals. It's forest. Forest. Very good. And then how about this one? What do you call this habitat of animal? This is what we called desert. Desert. And how about this one? This is what we call what habitat? We called it as farm. Farm. And how about this one? We called it as pond. 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 All right, so habitat. Forest. Pond. Farm. Sea. Desert. All right, so this time we will talk about another topic here in science. Okay, so it's farm. So animals to live in the farm are is horse, sheep, and lamb and cow. These are the animals who can live in the farm. All right, so we have the horse, goat, sheep, and cow. So these are one of the examples who can live in the farm. Okay, let's do have an example. Animals who can live in the desert. Desert. Okay, so what are those animals who can live in the desert? We have camel. Yes, it's camel. Camel can survive and capable to live in the desert. Camel. And now, let's do have another one. Okay, so what habitat is this? This is what we call forest. Forest. And what are those examples who can live in the forest? So we have the tiger, the monkey, and also the snake. So these are the examples of the animals who can live in the forest. Forest. Again, tiger, the monkey, and the snake. This can live in the forest. Okay, let's do have another habitat of the animals. And this habitat is what we call pond. Pond. So what are those animals who can live in the pond? We have the snail, the turtle or tortoise, we have the tadpole or the crab, and of course the fish. So these are an example of animals who can live in the pond. We have the snail, tortoise, tadpoles, and the fish. And another one, what do you call this habitat of animals? Alright, this is sea. Okay, so what are those examples of animals who can live in the sea? We have the whale, octopus, the seahorse, and also the starfish. So these are an example of living things who can live in the sea. Okay, so that's right. So let's talk about the body parts of the animals. Let's have animals with tails. This is an example of animals with tails. Animals without tails. And what are the examples of animals without tails? So these are examples of animals without tails. Animals with legs. What are the examples of the animals with legs? So these are the examples of animals with legs. Animals without legs. Animals without legs are the following. So these are the animals without legs. Animals with beaks. So what are those animals with beaks? So these are the examples of animals with beaks. Animals with wings. So what are the examples of animals with wings? So these are animals with fins. This is what we call fin. And this is what we call wing. This is what we call the tail. This is what we call the beak of an animal. Okay, so this is what we call the legs of an animal. All right, so there you go. So the last is the movements of animals. Let us identify the movement of an animals. Animals who can walk and run, such as the horse and such as the cheetah. They can walk and run. They're able to walk and run because of their legs. Animals who can climb and swim, and that is the monkey. Animals who can jump or crawl, that is the frog. Frog. Animals who can walk and fly, and that is the pigeon, or what we call the flamingos. They're able to walk and fly because of their legs and their wings. Walk and fly. Animals who can slither, and that is the snake. Animals who can swim, and that is the dolphins or the fish. They're able to swim because of their fins and then their tails. All right, so those are the movements of an animals. Okay, let us try to answer this one. And this animal can fly or run. And the answer is run. And this animal can able to slither or jump. What do you think is the answer? And the final answer is jump. Be able to jump because of their legs. And how about this one? This animal can swim or jump. Be able to swim. Very good. And this animal can able to, is it swing or fly? And the answer is fly. This animal can able to slither or run. And the answer is run. And this animal can able to crawl or jump. And the answer is crawl. Be able to crawl because of their legs. And this animal able to jump or slither. And the answer is slither. And this animal can able to swim or crawl. And the answer is swim. Very good. All right, so those are the animal movements. I hope you enjoy with our lesson. This is Teacher Marvin, your English teacher. Goodbye and sawadee ka.